Yo, what up guys, this is Retronic Guys Cat, you on the Real News Talk channel. You know what the fuck to do. So this video that I want to touch on is Tay Melo being granted her release from AEW. Because as most of you know, or some of you don't know already, Tay Melo requested for her release. And guess what? Tony Khan granted her release straight away. Well, she hasn't been used as such lately, despite her making a few appearances here and there and teaming up with her tag partner Anna Jay, who recently re-signed with AEW. And it's no brainer because she's with Jack Perry, and Jack Perry re-signed as well. So they both re-signed with the company. But hey, if Anna Jay wants to be treated like a crash test dummy, that's her own business. You understand? So at this point, I don't really give a fuck what she does with her career. You understand? But Tay Melo, her be granted her release just like that. But Britt Baker doesn't get granted her release. She gets held as a hostage. Like, I don't understand that. Why are you keeping somebody who you don't even use or hardly use anymore? It don't make no sense. You've got a lot of female established stars currently on the roster in AEW. Why are you holding Britt Baker hostage? For what reason? You could have let her go a long time. You haven't used her since November 2024, but yet you still have her under contract in AEW. That don't make no sense. I know she's your first female signee, but weren't Cody Rhodes the founder of AEW as well? But yet you released him, right? Back in 2022. And now he's with the WWE as the face of the company. Why couldn't you let Britt Baker go as well? Because guess what? Despite Cody Rhodes being the founder of AEW, everybody eventually surpassed him. And everybody has surpassed Britt Baker too in AEW. You've made her become an afterthought because nobody's talking about her, nobody's checking for her, nobody's wondering why she's still in AEW. You understand? She hasn't wrestled since. She hasn't wrestled a singles match since November 2024. I know she had a few complications of illnesses. I think she had an illness back in late 2023. And she came back in June 2024 to feud with Mercedes Moné. That was just a mini feud. And they had a match at All In, but Mercedes Moné won. She retained her TBS title that she had at the time. And after that, she was about to go into a feud with Serena Deeb. But that got scrapped, you know, because when Serena Deeb was at the top of the ramps, right, by the entrance, Britt Baker was like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. So basically what she's saying is that nobody cares about their feud. Or, you know, whatever she means by that. But since then, she hasn't been used. She hasn't been on TV. She hasn't been talked about or nothing. And Tony Khan's like, oh, we'll bring her back when the time is right. When is the time going to be right, Tony? When is the time going to be right? It's been nearly 2 years. And you've got all these established female wrestlers who are currently killing it in AEW. Why do you still need Britt Baker on your roster when you could release her and let her go to WWE? I don't understand that. If you can release Rey Fenix, Rusev, also known as Miro at the time, Malachi Black, which is, I heard that he may make his comeback in AEW, but you let him go. You let Jay Cargill go. You let Ricky Starks go. You let the Lucha Brothers go. You let Cody Rhodes go, of all people. You let all these guys go. Ethan Page, Ricky Starks. You let all those guys go. But yet you still want to keep Britt Baker. For what reason? For what reason? Britt Baker's become an afterthought. No one's talking about her in AEW. Nobody's chanting, we want Britt, we want Britt. I don't understand. If you can grant Tay Melo her release straight away after requesting for it, why can't you do the same to Britt? Britt has no use in AEW no more. Half of the roster don't even like her. You understand? And she recently, well, not recently, but she broke up with her ex-boyfriend Adam Cole like a couple of years back. So what's the purpose of her being in AEW? I don't understand. You tell me, Tony. You tell us. Tell us what's the purpose of Britt Baker still being under contract in AEW when he could just let her go. Because guess what? Bayley's about to depart from the WWE and join your company. Why can't you trade Britt for Bayley? It makes more sense. Instead of keeping someone that you're not going to use or don't have any intention to use, despite you saying, oh, we'll bring her back when the time is right. The time has been right, long time. We're halfway through 2026 and you haven't used her since late 2024. What sense does that make? Like I said before, you could either let Britt Baker return to TV or just let her go. But even if you bring her back, what's she going to do? Who's she going to feud with? It doesn't make sense. You just let Britt Baker go. Let her join the WWE. You understand what I'm saying? Because WWE is more for Britt Baker. WWE is more for Britt. She will have a lot of fresh feuds. Just like Bayley will have a lot of fresh feuds in AEW, in your company. That way everybody will be happy. Because if you bring Bayley to your company, Britt Baker will be kicked to the curb like nothing. You understand? In your eyes. And I love Britt Baker. Britt Baker is one of my favorites. Yeah? I don't want to see the best for Britt Baker. That's why I say, let Britt Baker go. Let her join the WWE. Because Triple H would love to sign Britt Baker. But for some reason, you're keeping her hostage. Don't make no sense. You've got Tony Storm. You've got Tekla. You've got Megan Bayne. You got Jamie Hayter. You got Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale. All those girls are killing it right now. So why would you be thinking about Britt Baker? You understand? But you let Tay Melo go. Someone who has been barely used in AEW since she got pregnant and had a kid with Sammy Guevara. You let her back on TV as well. Teaming with Anna Jay. You brought her back to TV to team with Anna Jay. To face jobbers. And then lose matches when it matters most. Come on, man. What sense does that make? If you can let Tay Melo go, you can let Britt Baker go. Simple as that. That's fair. Because it doesn't make any sense. And plus, Tay Melo's most likely done with wrestling. She's retired. She's now a full-time mother. Since 2024, since Britt Baker, since her absence from AEW, she hasn't done shit. She ain't done shit at all. She may have made a few convention appearances here and there, but that's about it. She hasn't wrestled since then. She hasn't been doing much. But yes, she's still with your company. Come on, man. Let her go to the WWE. Just release her. Just release her. Yeah, I know. Despite Bayley having her house show event, because she recently had a dark match, right, at a house show against Soruka and Lyra, aka Looney Valkyria. And Soruka, Soruka retained her Intercontinental title. I think it was for the Intercontinental Championship, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong, but yeah. They had a triple threat match and Soruka won the match. I think. But yeah. That match, but despite that, Bayley's on her way out of the WWE. And Bayley's going to depart from the company. I think her last appearance might be at SummerSlam. Then after that, she'll be completely gone from the company. You understand? But yeah, man. Just to let you know, Tay Melo's no longer with AEW as she's officially retired. She's done with wrestling. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I ain't going to make this video too long anyway. I just thought I'd put that out there. You know what I'm saying? Because none of this makes sense to me. You keeping Britt Baker in the company when you're going to have a bigger star possibly entering your company very soon. You think about that, Tony, man. Think about that. Do the right thing. Or continue keeping Britt Baker as hostage and making her fall into a deeper pit. because nobody's talking about her right now. You've made her become an afterthought. You're making her fade into obscurity. Hence why nobody's talking about her no more. Nobody's saying DMD anymore. So yeah, think about that, Tony. So this is the Retro Kid, Retronic Ice Cat on the Real News Talk channel. You know what the fuck to do. Got nothing more to say until my next video. Stay blessed. Keep it 100. I'm out. Peace.